Everyone today is talking about LinkedIn automation, but most workflows either feel too spammy or too manual. In this video, I'll show you how to build a clean, scalable, first-level LinkedIn outreach system using N8N and Phatombuster. The goal that we have is one, to start by automatically collecting the data of those prospects that have accepted the connections, enriching their data, and triggering outreach-ready messages. So let's quickly break it down step by step. For our use case today, we are considering that we are an HR tech startup offering different products to different departments in the HR function, wherein we have talent acquisition, L&D, and general HR as three categories. So to begin with, the first thing that we are doing is we are setting a trigger for the workflow to get executed on a daily basis. Next, we are using Phatombuster's LinkedIn connection export Phantom to extract the connection request, wherein what we are getting is the name of the person, their LinkedIn profile, their job title, and when did they accept the connection. But this data isn't enough for us. So what we are going to do is that we are going to connect this Phantom to another Phantom, that is the LinkedIn profile scraper, to get the additional details like the company level details that include industry, website, company size, and it even helps in terms of finding the professional email ID of the prospect. Once this gets executed, what we are doing is we are using N8N to call that particular output of the Phatombuster. So right over here, as you can see, we have a Phantom that gets the connections data, and then we are organizing that data in the format that we are looking for. So finally, the data that we will get will look something like this, wherein we have the company name, the company size, all the company level details, the prospect level detail, along with their work ID and their LinkedIn profile, and the connection date. That's the date on which they accepted the connection. Next up, what we are doing is, once we have set these parameters in place, we are using an AI agent that classifies these prospects as per the different audiences that we want to target. Like for example, say if it's a CHRO, then it would go into general HR. If it is anything related to learning and development, training, talent management, it will go into L&D. And if it is related to recruitment, hiring, it will go into talent acquisition. So this agent classifies into these categories based on the job title. Finally, we update that data onto that particular Google Sheet wherein we have the categories as well mentioned. Now what we are doing is that since we want to send messages specific to those categories to those prospects, we are using a switch to divide those prospects in different segments. Like there is a sequence that goes on for L&D, there is one for CHR or general HR, and then for talent acquisition. Now over here, to run this sequence or automate the message sending, what we are doing is we are using LinkedIn's message sender. Now the hook over here, or one of the things that we identified by building this particular workflow, is that this particular Phantom, when we are setting it up, okay, so I'll just quickly show you how to set it up. So we'll click on use now over here. And over here we have the option of either adding a list of URLs or adding a single URL or adding a Phantom. Now for our use case, since we have a single URL that is getting collected, or that is as an output of this particular agent, we'll be adding a single URL itself. Next, when we move on to setting up the other things, so what happens over here is that Phatombuster processes only one URL at a time. So if we are, say for example, directly connecting the output of the switch to this Phatombuster, then what will happen is that an error will come up. So hence what we have done is we have added a loop to divide that entire data in different batches of one links at a time. So what this loop does is it only sends one link at a time to this particular Phantom agent to run it and send the message. Once that is sent, the loop continues till all the connections or all the messages are sent to the connections that are accepted for this particular category. And once that is done, we get an output and that gets updated onto the Google Sheet. So how to set this up, or how to ensure that there are different messages going out using the same Phantom agent, is wherein we are going to use the JSON schema or the argument that Phantom offers us to modify. So what I'm doing over here is that in Phatombuster, when I go to the message content part to modify this, when I click on switch to JSON, that's wherein I get the input parameters right here. And these input parameters I can directly copy on to my N8N workflow where I have the agent created. And as you can see over here, in terms of the arguments, one, I have added the LinkedIn URL. Further, what I have also done is I have customized the message that I want to send. So say if this is a message that I want to send for learning and development, I'll have another message that I'll have drafted for general HR and another message that I'll have drafted for talent acquisition. So this is how I'm able to send different messages to different audiences. And further, since we also have the email IDs collected, what we are doing is we are sending them an intro message as well. So this way, we are doing that entire complete first approach at the same time also doing a multi-channel approach by adding on emails into place. So this is about how you can automate your first level LinkedIn outreach, right from say getting the data of those people who have accepted the connections to sending them message as per different parameters. Now over here, we took the use case of sending the messages as per different audiences. But if you want to do say different messages as per the type of companies, you can even do that. That's about it. That's your complete system for automating first level LinkedIn outreach using N8N and Phatombuster. This setup primarily helps you in terms of saving hours on prospecting, maintaining personalization, and building a scalable outbound engine. If you want, I can share a ready to import N8N workflow or help you customize this for your ICP. Thanks for watching this one. See you in the next one.